This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. Hi there, folks, and welcome to the Garden of Earthly Delights. It's a new podcast brought to you by us at TV Tuners, focusing on the Amazon Plus Prime series Bosch, starring a guy
named
whose
Bosch.
name I remember.
Titus Welliver.
He was on Lost for a bit.
And he's grumpy.
He's grumpy. He's shooting people.
It's more sad than grumpy to me.
Yeah, I guess he's a little sad.
He represents the duality of man. Grumpy and sad.
With me as always, I'm your host Swanson. With me as always, my co-host and captain who's done with your shit.
Oh, they're going to eat you out for this, Swanson.
Oh.
They're going to bend you over, kiss you on your back and neck.
Do you bend someone over and eat them out?
I think it would be easier than if they were standing up.
I guess...
I'm talking about eating ass, specifically.
Oh, okay.
Bosch is a man.
Yeah, true. The pussy.
I think it's very trivial to eat a woman out if she's standing. Obviously.
Stairmaster's noted sex expert. He knows the female anatomy quite well.
Well, he wrote a little book, Kyorain. Maybe you heard of it. It's called the Kama Sutra.
It's called The Art of the Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
He's written a lot of really important books.
Yes.
With us, as always, of course, is our other co-host and lady cop who's helping me look for bones, Kyorain.
You know who did this crime? You know what this serial killer's name is? His title, as they say. His name? The Bone Collector.
The crossover.
Even though he's not collecting the bones, he's leaving them.
Oh, these were subpar bones. These are child bones.
Would it be better? Would Bosch be better if Lincoln Rhyme did show up?
Lincoln Rhyme was like he couldn't walk or something, right?
Yeah, he had like a lady with a camera on her chest who like walked around, and he'd be like, "Go there, do this."
Oh man, if he tried to tell Bosch what to do, he would push him down the stairs.
It's not gonna happen, buddy. You try to tell Bosch what to do, he's gonna say, "I'm going the other way."
But absolutely, I could see there being a crossover, and Bosch would be like, "Hey, you're Lincoln Rhyme, good stuff."
I think both books were written around the same period. Bosch is I guess Bosch is like a series at this point, but I think the book that they're adapting for this is like the same time period.
We did zero research on this.
Bosch would be like, "Hey friend, I got you some new legs."
Don't ask Hal. You don't want to know. I had to shoot someone.
They're not like robo legs. They're just like they're human legs.
Yeah, it's from someone he shot.
I don't think. I'm not sure Bosch would do that.
Anyway, welcome to the show. This is the Garden of Earthly Delights, our new Bosch podcast, brought to you by J-Pop over at Buy Me a Coffee. If you haven't been paying attention to the show, of course, we were originally going to do we were doing live action Space Cowboy or Cowboy Bebop redo, and we decided to
well, not
review.
Our redo.
It was our
Netflix.
review.
Yeah.
It was a redo of a review. It was our review of a redo.
Yeah, we tapped out on that.
Yeah, we tapped out on that real quick. Now we're doing Bosch. 3 episodes of Bosch. So here you are. And yeah, we're really excited to talk about that. But of course, first, if you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, you can you can send them to us, and we'll read them aloud on the podcast.
I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
Yeah, if you have any of those things, send them to us at our email address, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
tvtunerspodcast@chevychasecanyon.com.
That's right. That's it. I don't have an email today.
Okay.
Of course,
I do have a tweet of the week.
That's perfect, because I was going to mention how you could go to TV Tuners, at TV Tuners on Twitter, and see all of our great content. What's our tweet of the week there?
Well, before we get to that, we have to make a public service announcement that the TV Tuners account is a bot, so just so you know.
Yeah,
yes, you should have reported immediately.
Yeah, if Mr. Musk is wondering.
Okay, so this tweet of the week comes from Sam Linzel at Drizzle and Dip, who writes,
okay.
I've just bought an inexpensive second-hand Bosch tumble dryer, and am ridiculously excited that my laundry in winter will finally get properly dry. Starstruck emoji. No matter how many days in the sun, it just does not get dry. No more draping it over a heater. And then there's a gif of a black guy doing laundry while dancing. This was posted from Cape Town, South Africa.
I didn't know Bosch had his own line of.
Oh yeah, they explained this in the show, but he had a movie made about him, and that's why he had such a nice house, and also he started a appliance line to reinvest that.
Nice. So the Bosch brand dryers, they when you don't give them what they want, they attack you. Is that what happens?
Yes. It's violent, just like Bosch. I feel like we're conflating Bosch with Jack Bauer at this point, which is kind of fair because this show does have some weird parallels with 24.
They did state that Bosch has killed 5 men.
Yeah, which is way less than Jack Bauer.
It's true.
Even in season 1, he killed like 20 people.
Yeah, this is a good tweet. I'm going to tune in on this.
We're not even going to talk about the GIF.
I mean, this guy's smooth. He's just sort of, this is how I wish I could do laundry, but I would like trip and fall or something.
He does a little Michael Jackson spin at the end.
He's actually doing some pretty insane moves in this.
Yeah, well, he's able to. So it's a guy doing some laundry. He's moving his clothes from the washer to the dryer. He's doing some hip swiveling.
Yeah.
And then he tosses one piece of laundry into the air, grabs it, and then throws all of the pieces into the air while sliding on the floor.
True.
And then closes the door with the door to the dryer with his foot.
Then he does a spin.
He's got some serious skills.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that this is actually the person who posted the tweet, not like a stock GIF that they found. And
no, this is definitely the person.
Really excited about having this new Bosch dryer.
Yeah, I'm going to get one, I think. Put it in the podcast space.
Created by non-fiction character Euronymous Bosch, as we all know.
Yes, he's a real person.
Yeah, he painted like a lot of some interesting things
about man's inhumanity against man and forsaking God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to the detective. All right. Well, that's a tune in. I think. Are we tuned in on this? You guys tuned in?
I guess.
I've tuned in. I've been
I'm
watching this GIF.
I'm just here to have fun, guys.
This is serious business.
Tune in.
I wonder if this GIF ever had music attached to it.
What music would you attach to it, Q?
Probably our opening music.
Yeah, it really is a banger.
Our original theme song.
Either that or Wacky Workbench.
Yes, Wacky Workbench
CV.
for sure. Or like
Wacky Workbench Present.
Present from a Japanese version.
Yeah.
No, maybe American. I don't know. Both work. I don't care.
Wacky Workbench America has like some home improvement stuff.
Well, this does. I could see this guy jamming out to the home improvement theme.
Okay,
I think
true.
The closing of the door happens right when he goes,
I think that this guy could probably make anything work if he put his mind to it.
Yeah, true. Much like Bosch.
I'm really glad everyone listening to this understands how good this GIF is.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. So yeah, that's a good tweet of the week as always. I gotta ask, of course, the age-old question. What'd you guys watch this week? Anything fun, interesting, something to discuss?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess. I've been rewatching the first season of Better Call Saul, where we finished it.
Have you learned anything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't much care for Saul's brother.
Fuck Charles. That guy.
Charles McGill. He seems like an upstanding guy.
No, he's actually like a spiteful little man.
who's hiding under a space blanket. Spiteful little man.
And as we were gonna find out later, they revealed that he is actually gonna appear in the Gene Takovich timeline.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show up and be like, "You're not a real lawyer."
Yeah. And then he'll just fade from existence. A universal truth.
Yeah, he was just there to do that. Real quick.
Well, yeah, like Gene is being tormented by like the ghosts of his past. That's when the Walter White cameo is.
No, I mean Gene will fade from existence.
Oh,
the show
okay.
will be over.
Oh, it'll destroy him.
Yeah, he's being tormented by the ghosts of his past, and he fades from existence. It's like a David Lynch ending, where like you have to just make your own interpretation of what happened here.
So what about our friend Tuco? Is he kind of egregious looking back on it, or is he fine?
No, he's fine.
Stare, you got anything to talk about?
No, I haven't watched anything.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, I watched Pusher, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, featuring the first actorial role by Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, he's like bald in that or something, right?
Yes, he plays Tony with 2 N's.
Wow,
Tony
names.
Yeah, who is Pusher's friend.
Oh, the main character is named Pusher?
Yeah, and he beats Tony with a baseball bat for talking to the police.
Connie?
And it's not even clear what he was talking about. Like, it's implied that he was trying to get the police to release him. And he was doing them a solid favor.
Interesting.
Is that too bad?
That's okay.
I think the second movie's all about that character.
Yeah. Everyone wanted more Tony.
Give me more Tony. Tony, Tony, Tony.
Yeah, it's shot very naturalistically. It's sort of like almost found footage, except it's fictitious. Like it's barely a level above found footage.
Interesting.
It's just a drug dealer going about his day. Like a mid-level drug dealer. Like a guy who would answer to Paulie, not Tony.
Does anyone re-up?
Yes.
Oh,
but then he immediately loses it to the police and falls like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to his Russian connect. And that's like the problem of the film.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'd argue that's no good.
Did I watch anything else?
Alright.
No, I didn't watch anything else.
The only thing I have to discuss is that yesterday I watched An American Werewolf in London.
Oh.
Directed by child murderer John Landis. Pre-child murder, to be fair, but he is a child murderer. It's a good movie. It still holds up. I don't think I've watched it in a long time, but it's good. I mean, the special effects are as good as it gets.
It's cool when he turns into the werewolf.
Yeah, I like that they make turning into a werewolf the most painful thing you could possibly think of. Instead of it being like, cool, I'm a werewolf now.
He's like, oh god, I'm burning up, and takes his clothes off, and I'm like, brother, I've been there.
Yeah, who among us?
But usually I just shit myself. Or vomit.
Yeah, it's true. Much better than turning into a werewolf.
Yeah.
I don't turn to a werewolf, but I do enter beast mode from time to time.
Oh, yeah, this guy enters beast mode in a whole new way.
The raging demon is awakened inside Kyo.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
It's a good movie. I forgot how abrupt it ends. He literally spoilers for the movie.
Yeah, Jim Harvey Keitel shows up and says, "You're not a real lawyer," and he fades out of existence.
No, he gets shot, and then like there's a shot, like a shot of his dead body, and then the movie just ends. It ends, and then there's like a doo-wop version of like
so it's just
Moon.
So it's just like Violent Cop.
Yeah, correct. But no, it's a good movie. Funny, good stuff. Surprisingly funny for a movie that's this gory.
For a movie written by a child murderer.
Yeah. Well, he made a lot of funny movies. It's just a wild thing. He did.
He did? Oh, good on him.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'd say tune in. Still holds up. The fact that most of the third act takes place in a porno theater is pretty funny. All right. Well, with all that out of the way, there is but one last thing that I must discuss with you. It's an important thing, an important game that is backed by popular demand. It's Guess Who's Coming? Hit the theme, Keo.
Oh, the theme. Okay, here we go.
Damn.
Yes, hardcore. Yeah, welcome to Guess Who's Coming, the monthly-ish game show where I give my co-hosts, Kyorain and Stairmaster, the titles of upcoming shows for the month of May, and they tell me what they think the premise is. The closest to that gets a point. The person with the most points gets a prize. Shall we begin?
So should I activate beast mode for this game?
No.
I mean, if you want, but you are just sort of coming up with ideas.
Okay. I'll refrain.
Maybe you should have like a little snack to re-up your blood sugar.
If you want...
I'll refrain from beast mode until I'm losing.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Well, luckily that rarely happens to Keo in this game, so...
It's happened like once.
Where he's been behind, yeah.
Where I've won.
No, you've won a couple times, but he has... I feel like he almost always has the upper hand until like a tied game happens.
Good does not understand that the way of the warrior is found through dying.
Numerous times. Stair is sort of living his own version of Edge of Tomorrow with this game. Anyway, we go to the CW for our first show, our favorite place. Tom Swift.
Alright, so
Okay, go ahead, Stair.
As in Thomas Swift.
I was like... I thought you were saying like the director's name or something for some reason.
Okay, so this guy like lives in the 1800s, and he has a river raft.
Okay.
Is that
like is like living on the frontier, and there's a lady, and he's trying to court her. Maybe there's a love triangle involved. I don't know.
Did you say the network for this one?
CW.
Okay. Why do you think CW would have that?
Oh, like Little House on the Prairie.
But for teens.
But for teens. Well, this guy will be like a total hunk.
Yeah.
But he'll also have a sort of a beard.
He'll be played by Ansel Elgort.
Maybe. Interesting choice.
All right, Keo, what do you got?
Tom Swift is he's really fast.
Ooh, okay.
It's set in modern time, not whatever Stair said. And Tom Swift, everyone loves him because he runs really fast. He can jump. I think he probably does like parkour and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And he's on the cover of Fastest magazine. But he doesn't have like superpowers. He's just like really quick. And I think maybe he fights crimes sometimes.
So what you're saying is he faster than Usain Bolt?
Yes, because it's got to be interesting, or he's got to be like extraordinarily fast, but not superpower fast. It's human peak fast.
Okay.
They don't have the budget for that fast on CW.
Yeah, they can't go into the Speed Force.
No.
The series follows the serialized adventures of... Oh, do you have something else?
Do they have a Flash show on CW ever?
Yeah, they still do.
Okay.
It's essentially what you've pitched.
Uh-oh.
Okay. The series follows the serialized adventures of Tom Swift, an exceptionally brilliant inventor with unlimited resources and unimaginable wealth, who is thrust into the world of sci-fi conspiracy and unexplained phenomena after the shocking disappearance of his father.
Okay, so that's more like having a river raft than being a guy who runs fast. Because
having a river raft implies resources.
Yeah, and it is an invention from the Paleolithic era.
You didn't say he invented the raft.
No, but it's an invention. It was invented by someone. We don't know who.
Okay, but that doesn't imply a particular skill set that this guy has.
Speed isn't an invention. That's true. It is sort of a concept.
It's not an invention, but it's a ability that this guy has. He has an extraordinary ability that Stairmaster didn't establish for his guy, but my guy does. And I mentioned that he fights crime. That's almost like investigating.
That's almost like sci-fi? I would say that sci-fi is like living in a different era than our own.
His father disappeared and he's investigating. That's tangential.
Sounds like a case for Bosch.
Yeah, it could even be a crime
it might be a murder
that's happening. It could be. True. So I think I get the point.
I think I get the point.
I'm gonna give it to.
Mine doesn't rely on his name being part of the premise.
I'm gonna give the point to Keo based off of one crucial factor. Keo said it was set in modern times, and this show is set in modern times.
But it said sci-fi, so even
he's in a sci-fi conspiracy, like the X-Files type thing.
In a sense, he lives in a world different from our own.
Is the X-Files a world different from our own?
Yes, there's fucking smoke men.
Stare, you got a lot to learn about the world.
But it is set in modern time, though, X-Files. It just has weird stuff going on. Also, didn't you say like yours was in the past, which is opposite of sci-fi?
Yes. Well, it could be steampunk.
Oh, no one likes that, though. Alright, I'm not going to tell you the name of the network because I think it'll give it away. I'm just going to tell you the title.
Okay.
Little John wants to do what?
Okay, so this is an NBC show. It's about a rambunctious little child who's always getting into mischief. And I guess he's black.
So it's an origin.
At least half black.
It's an origin story for Little John, is what you think.
I didn't say that. I just said it's about a kid who gets into trouble. Who knows if there's going to be a follow-up or not? Not I. Only God knows.
Is this Little John or Lil John?
Lil John wants to do what?
L-I-L?
L-I-L. Lil John wants to do what?
Oh, well, this has to be a child, then.
So, the rapper Lil John... Okay, I said little, but the rapper Lil John...
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
...has some crazy idea that he wants to do.
He wants to become an astronaut?
That would be funny.
That would be a great show.
Like, I don't know about astronaut, but maybe he wants to, like... Wait... Okay, the network's giving it away. That's a hint. So,
yes.
Question is this like Lil Jon's like sitcom, like the way What's His Face did that we watched? Who was that?
Who's that guy? That's a lot of people who did that and that we watched. Keo, there's The Rock. There's
not The Rock.
The Undertaker.
But that would also be a contender.
Did we watch another show where it was like a little version of the guy who made the show?
It wasn't little. No. It wasn't little. It was just like
pro wrestler sitcoms. One of them.
Yeah,
Big Show, not the Undertaker.
Okay, I was thinking a Big Show. I don't know why I didn't think of The Rock.
They're both shaped similarly, body-wise.
Okay, I know why I thought of Big Show, because he's Big Show and this is Lil Jon. So it's like
yeah, that's parallel. A good premise. That should be the show. Big Show and Lil Jon.
This is like Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know. I don't think Lil Jon would make a sitcom. I think he would just make like some kind of like reality show where he's like doing something crazy.
Maybe Lil Jon wants to become the world's greatest martial artist.
He wants to like jump the Gulch or something.
Okay.
But he only wants to, and people are talking about it, but he's not actually going to do it.
It's the whole premise of the show.
The camera crew is just going to ask people on the streets what they think about this.
Like he has like a idea every week, which gets immediately like shot down. I was gonna say that's my premise. I'm done.
In the series, Lil Jon helps skeptical homeowners who feel trapped in a boring home find their design wild side with startlingly unconventional renovation ideas that seem impossible to execute. This is an HGTV show. Lil Jon wants to do what?
Okay, well, that would have given it away. HGTV.
Helping homeowners is sort of like a form of antics.
Did you mention the rapper Lil Jon Stare?
No. Yes, I did.
I think he thought Lil Jon was like a boy.
Yeah, you thought it was a rapper.
Well, he didn't think. He knows who Lil Jon is. And I guess from this we learned that you don't.
I mean, what...
Are you revising your story, Poe?
Okay, hold on. Are you saying that Lil Jon has like this monopoly over the name Little John now? You can't. If I have a son named John, I can't.
Well, it's not Little John. It's Lil Jon.
Okay, he has a monopoly over that. John, I can't call him Lil Jon, or I can't call him Little John affectionately.
You can call your son whatever you want to call your son, but
all right, I'm going to call you Lil Jon.
But he can't, you can call your son whatever you want, but he can't have a show called Lil Jon Wants to Do What, because Lil Jon does have
my poor boy.
The name brand.
By the time my son's an adult of TV hosting age, we won't have electricity probably, so that's not a problem.
It's true, we'll have hyper electricity.
So it's real unfortunate you didn't know who that was there. Because you didn't know who it was.
So
you had no clue.
He was 2-0 right now, so no worries about having to go beast mode currently.
Maybe I'll go beast mode.
Oh no. Well, you might need it when we move on to this Hulu program, Pistol.
Okay, right. So there's a guy, and you know what he's got, Swanson?
What? What's he got? I'm answering to know.
He's got a gun.
What?
He's got a gun, but here's the twist, though. He's taken a vow to never use that gun.
So he's sort of like Bash the Stampede.
Yeah. So he doesn't use the gun, as far as we know. There might be like a twist where he has to use it, but we don't know that yet.
Okay, so this is about a guy who solves crimes in an area of America west of the Mississippi. It's like a throwback to the Wild West, but it's set in modern times. What network was this?
Hulu.
I don't think
you do not see boobs in this. You do not see boobs in this, unfortunately. That's my premise.
Okay. Interesting, because the premise usually does not tell you whether or not you see boobs.
Well, this will come in handy in a few seconds.
Pistol is a 6-episode limited series about a rock and roll revolution. The furious, raging storm at the center of this revolution are the Sex Pistols, and at the center of this series is Sex Pistols' founding member and guitarist Steve Jones. Jones' hilarious, emotional, and at times heartbreaking journey guides us through a kaleidoscopic telling of 3 of the most epic, chaotic, mucus-spattered years in the history of music.
Alright, okay, so I said you will not see boobs. And this is about rock and roll stars, so you would expect them to be fucking and sucking nonstop. But no,
especially the Sex Pistols, considering it's in their name.
Yeah, you'll not see that.
How
do I base this off of?
Because it's on Hulu.
Yeah, but Hulu can show boobs. It's not like
When has Hulu shown boobs? When?
I think. I don't watch a lot of Hulu programs, but I'm sure they've done it.
All right, I will Google this right now. Does Hulu show tits?
Is there like a wiki for this, like the TV tit wiki, where you can check out like
I'm sure there is.
Which shows?
Mr. Skin's wiki.
.com stories. Sexiest adult shows on Hulu. A Teacher, 2020. A Teacher serial revolves around Claire's forbidden relationship with Eric, a high school student.
That showed tits there. That show showed tits.
Okay, maybe harlots. Margaret Wells, a brothel owner in the AO.
Okay, so I know my premise involves...
I'm telling you, there won't be boobs.
Mine works on a metaphorical sense because this is a band with the name Sex Pistol, but they're never going to shoot a gun.
But they don't have a pistol. That's the important part.
It's true.
And plus, pistols plural.
And none of them did die through gun violence. They did all just sort of OD.
And I mean, in a sense, okay, I got it. In a sense, being rock and roll is sort of like being a cowboy. So my west of the Mississippi part is sort of true.
You're very serious.
Yeah, but you really focused on that no tits part, and it feels like there's going to be tits here.
There will absolutely be no tits. Wait, is this a documentary or is this like a dramatics?
Oh, wait a second. I found new evidence that might tip this in Stairmaster's favor.
Oh?
This is not just a Hulu show. This is an FX on Hulu show.
Uh-oh.
FX, the cable brand that has partnered with Hulu to release their shows the day after they come out on TV.
So it will feel like you should be seeing breast, but you won't.
Yeah. Interesting. I think since we've decided to base the entirety of whether or not you get the point off of if there's boobs, Stair might actually get the point on this one.
I don't have anything else to argue here. You can just deliberate amongst yourselves here.
Okay,
I'm just going to sit here and stew on this.
Well, this is...
I mean, Q is also correct that there probably will not be any gunfire.
I don't know. I feel like at one point there's going to be like a scene transition where there's a gunshot. Something.
And then another scene transition where it seems like you're going to be seeing boobs.
Like a gunshot and Martin Luther King is dead. And there's riots everywhere.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oi, why is Martin Luther King dead and not the Queen?"
Also, I want to say Hulu has a show called Pen 15.
Yeah, that's
which looks like penis.
That's the idea.
Pen 15, a cringe comedy show, depicts the awkwardness and mishaps of being a teenager. Maya and Anna are 13-year-old middle school students. Why is this on the sexiest adult shows?
Well, because
only for adult viewers list.
The teenage girls are played by adults. They're played by the adult versions of the ladies they're portraying.
Alright, so I guess Keo gets the point.
No, you get the point.
Alright.
So what we were talking about for so long.
Well, what if there are breasts?
There could
what
be.
a disaster that would be for us.
TV Tunes.
We'll be spreading dangerous misinformation on our podcast.
Yeah, true. All right, I have potentially the game winner here if Keo gets this.
No chance.
This is from Netflix.
Stairmaster, do you really want to see Beast Mode today?
Well, you won't be losing. You'll be tied.
You're about to see the full force of my killing intent, Keo.
This is from Netflix. It's titled the Penteveret. That's how you say that.
Oh,
I can spell it if you need it.
I'm so fucked. That's not even a real word. Fuck you.
I can spell it if you need me to. The Penteveret.
This is a real pickle because if I Google this to find the dictionary definition, I'm probably gonna get the Netflix show.
100%. The Penteveret.
It's got something to do with.
It's like a triumvirate. Oh, I just fucked myself by saying that.
Huh?
What's a triumvirate?
I guess I'm still in, baby. Okay, so this is like
Google that, can't I?
So this is like
triumvirate. Yes.
So this is like some sort of Hellenistic kingdom where it's like 5 people vying for control. Maybe it's Rome. Maybe it's Eastern Rome. Maybe it's the fall of Alexander's empire. One of those 3.
In ancient Rome, a group of 3 men holding power, but this is 5 men holding power instead.
Which I think happened in the late Roman period, but I can't remember if it was the West or East.
So you're thinking this is like a historical deal, okay. Oh my god, I know what this is. I know what this show is.
Oh fuck!
Like you know what it is?
Oh my god!
It flashed through your memory.
Yeah, no, I mean I never saw it before, but I know exactly what this show's about.
The perfect. This is
Kyo's beast mode is activated.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna be like really upset when I reveal that I know exactly what this show's about, and you're gonna stay around. So you're gonna probably storm out of this.
I will
out of this podcast when I reveal I know exactly what this show's about. All
okay,
right.
Reveal it.
So this is a show exploring the fact that the 5 guys from Five Guys Burgers has been running the country.
Dear God,
since its founding.
Fuck, he's right.
Since its founding. Shit. Even before they started the chain.
Carl Sr., Frankie Fuddrucker, and Wally Wutza. And the other 2.
So Frankie Fuddrucker did also make Fuddruckers. And when they weren't doing Five Guys.
He made Fuddruckers first, and then they all came together.
Oh, I see.
Burger place.
Michael McDonald.
It's like the Fortune of the Rings and Tolkien's works.
The Burger King, Wendy from Wendy's, not her dad, her.
Yeah, that's 5. You can't say anymore.
It would
well, I mean, they didn't allow the Taco Bell people in there.
You said 6, Swanson. You said the big 3 after.
Too many people involved in this 5-man operation.
Wait,
I thought you said Freddie Fuddrucker and the Five Guys guy, Carl Jr.
I said Carl Jr. It's Freddie Fuddrucker. It's in Wally's What's the?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, obviously at some point, Carl Jr. got killed and had to reassume his name as Hardy.
He had to fake his own death for some reason.
He had to get out of there and fake his own death after a hostile takeover by Michael McDonald.
So anyways, I think this show's about Italians. Historical Italians.
Okay.
That's my premise.
2 bold premises. Let's see what we get here. In the first television show created by Mike Myers, the Pentaverate follows a secret society of 5 men who have been working to influence world events for the greater good since the Black Plague of 1347. As the new series begins, one unlikely Canadian journalist finds himself embroiled in a mission to uncover the truth and just possibly save the world himself. Remember, the Pentaverate must never be exposed.
Alright, so I said it might be like Romans, and the fall of Eastern Rome did not happen until 1453. You said the Black Plague, which was in the 1300s. So statistically speaking, maybe one of these guys is Roman.
Interesting.
Okay, but
at least one of the guys is Roman.
Mine is set in modern day. I think this show is too, because it's to do with Five Guys Burgers.
But it sounds like they're more like. It sounds more like there's tension between them than collaboration.
This is tricky.
Is that what it sounds like? I thought it sounded like the. Oh, I never said it was completely a peaceful thing. I just said there was 5 guys.
I just assume that the 5 guys get along. Are you saying they don't?
Well, that's an assumption on your part. I never made such a claim at all.
I feel like it's just self-evident. from the vibe they put out. I mean, have you had their burgers?
These troops are self-evident.
How could this be the work of factious men?
They're putting on a certain. They're putting on a certain vibe, and they're clearly effective at their job. But there's clearly some kind of tumultuous activity behind the scenes. Carl Jr. had to fake his own death.
It's true. Please refer to him by his new name, Hardy. All right. I want you to give me the one reason you should win.
I guess mine does describe more of a secret deal than Stairs does. Stairs like the triumvirate, but that was like on the books thing, wasn't it?
I think he should be punished for not knowing what the word triumvirate is.
Why would I know that? Like,
yeah, it's like you never,
I studied
the triumvirate after Caesar.
Because I studied ancient Roman history in high school, as I remember now.
It's a big part of our shared cultural heritage. Well, I guess it's not our shared cultural heritage because
appropriation.
What my ancestors did to your ancestors.
Stairmaster loses for appropriation.
Hold on, Keo is half Italian, so he should know this.
Oh.
You always increase the percentage.
Keo's like 3/4 Italian.
At this point.
I'm fully Italian. I'm actually Italian.
I mean, Italians basically are. I mean, if you're Sicilian, you're basically an African American.
All right, Keo gets the point due to racism.
Damn it! Not again.
I won't stand for this anti-Italian discrimination. So congratulations, Keo. You've won the game. A hard-fought win.
Can we agree though that my show would be fire? Would be a really good show.
I mean, is Mike Myers still doing it? Because maybe not.
Your show would be like Succession.
Ooh, Succession.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. To be honest.
If your show was like Succession and had that premise, I'd watch.
Just picturing like 5 guys meeting.
And the show's called Succession.
Yeah, it's called Succession. It's about 5 guys burgers.
That's a good show. I'd be watching.
I remember you guys yelling at me for saying that Sonic the Hedgehog should do like a collaboration with the restaurant. And this feels like a very similar bad idea.
You're telling me you don't want to see Mr. McDonald sucking with the Burger King?
Well, that's the thing. He's not sucking.
He's just eating a hamburger and making plans.
He's sucking a burger.
You don't. No, he's not.
Sucking on a burger.
You don't use teeth for that.
You could suck on a burger, I bet. You can suck on a burger, Mark.
How would you suck on this burger?
You could do it, but you would not be properly eating it.
You would not
be improper.
Pleasure.
Suck on this burger, Bogdan.
Okay, fuck. Let's just talk about Bosch now.
Anyway, Keo wins. Here's your prize, Keo.
So what's my prize? Yeah, what's the prize?
It's a collection of the complete series of Bosch on DVD. Didn't even know they released this.
Oh.
I didn't even
know. Thank you. Can I get Blu-ray instead?
No.
No, sorry.
Enjoy your 480p.
Okay.
All right, well, with all that out of the way, there is but nothing left to discuss but the man himself, Bosch. We watched Bosch, and now we're going to discuss it. Episode 1, the Bosching.
Episode 1, Caught a Feeling. The Feeling Catcher.
'Tis the Season, I think, is the name of this one.
Yeah, because it's Christmas time, but in L.A. Isn't that novel?
Whoa, it's like Die Hard.
It is.
But in LA. So yeah, we get introduced to our friend, Detective Harry Bosch, and his partner, Jerry Edgar.
Played by, I already forgot his name, sorry.
Who, Bosch? He's played by Titus Welliver.
Yeah, but J. Edgar is played by Marlowe's actor from The Wire.
Oh, nice.
Keogh didn't recognize him because he's racist. Or Swanson didn't recognize him because he's racist. Sorry.
I didn't recognize him either.
Keogh didn't recognize him because he's racist.
I mean, he's definitely aged since he was Marlowe Stanfield.
Time is a harsh mistress.
But now that you mention it, it definitely is him. Yeah, and also Lance Riddick shows up.
So
he's
yeah,
like, damn it, Bosch.
Bosch and Edgar are tracking this guy for being Mexican or something.
Yeah, we'll find out later why they were tracking this guy, but for now we don't know why.
Bosch is like, our rain's gonna fall.
It's gonna rain like a bastard out here. They should have the jazz music should be playing all throughout. Just lean into the noir stuff.
It feels like they were taking it straight out of the novel with the dialogue.
I'm gonna guarantee it was in the novel for sure.
Yeah, it ain't gonna get to 9 innings.
This isn't going to 9 innings. Yeah, and
perhaps he's talking about himself, or perhaps he's talking about the man's life.
He's not going to 9 innings because Bosch only lasted 7 seasons.
Yeah, unless Bosch Legacy gets a 2nd season.
Oh damn. Yeah. So Bosch is following this guy around. Jerry Edgar is walking around driving.
We see landmarks of LA like Angels Falls or Angel Heights, the Funicular.
Yeah, we see Angel Island in the distance.
Yeah.
So he's tailing this guy, and Edgar's like, there's construction. I can't make it, man. He's like, I'll go alone. I'll call if I need backup. So he's following this dude around. He eventually sees him turn the corner, and
it's like heavy rain now.
Yeah,
there's a guy shouting "Sean" in the background.
Thank you. I got there before I did. Yeah,
Bosch is just barely distracted by the Sean shouting.
Yeah, that gives the guy time to draw a gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets there and he sees the guy.
And a little X button appears next to him.
Yeah, shoot to kill.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, put your hands where I can see him. He's speaking in Spanish so the guy understands him. He's a dual linguist. Good on Bosch.
He's a Renaissance man.
And the guy slips and he shoots him. And
it's kind of ambiguously shot, isn't it? In this, when we see it here,
I guess because it's shot in 2 different angles where you see the guy slip, but you also see him like reach for something. So, but he shot, and his partner shows up, and they're sitting there waiting, and then Lance Riddick appears on the scene. He's like, "God damn it, Bosch! Another one."
He's like,
and then we get this cool opening.
Yeah, this theme song slaps.
How could you do this, Bosch? How could you shoot? How could you shoot this man? Why would you do this?
The fact that he says another one was me.
Homicide.
Him saying another one was me being like, "Oh boy." That was my music.
That's a third perp this week.
Yeah. This theme song slaps, by the way. Good song.
Yeah.
And then we get 2 years later. And Bosch has been the department has cleared Bosch of anything, but the family of the suspect is suing him for wrongful death. Bosch's captain is like, "Yeah, Bosch, why don't you go sit on a bag of dicks?" His captain doesn't like him, is what I'm getting at.
I hope they tie you up and rub hot oil all over your glistening body.
Yeah, and I'll be there to laugh at you.
And I'll be there to drip hot candle wax on the base of your neck.
And meanwhile, Lance Riddick is like, "I'm just here to keep the sterling reputation of the LAPD in check." And I was like, "Oh, good job, buddy."
Yeah, and he just got a guy in a full Nelson choking him out.
Yeah. So his partner is on the stand, and there's a lot of shots of Lance Riddick looking at the captain and being like, this guy's saying the wrong stuff.
Yeah, Edgar kind of drops the ball hard here.
By not lying, you mean?
He kind of really stumbles into her trap when she asks these very open-ended questions like, is a regular...
She's asking yes or no questions, which he's answering truthfully.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really get out of that.
She's playing it very smart. They make all right. I'll just say it now. Here's my problem with this first episode that I have. Are we supposed to like Bosch? Because it feels like the show wants me to like Bosch.
I think we're supposed to be unsure, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It feels kind of like the show wants me to like Bosch, even though he has killed 5 people in the line of duty, and is also, like, sort of wanton about the fact that he just does that.
Well, he's honest about it, like most police officers.
I guess. He also does try to beat up a journalist.
Well, that guy's kind of a jerk.
Sarah, are you defending police officers?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You've fallen for my trap.
I've fallen for
trap card.
Trap.
Bosch has successfully made Stairmaster a fan of law enforcement.
I just thought it was so cool when he was sitting in his house listening to jazz. I never thought about the other stuff.
Because, like, some of the language they use when they're discussing police work does feel like only a step above Blue Bloods.
No, I think they definitely are kind of framing Bosch as, like, not the best guy. Like,
He does do some morally ambiguous stuff later.
True.
Like, what was it? Like, they made him say that the victims were illegals, and the not prosecutor, whoever was doing the case was like corrected, and basically it said undocumented immigrants or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess maybe it's just that they're purposely trying to show that he's not like a good guy necessarily.
He definitely has some kind of problem going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can think of the problem.
He's bad. Officer.
Yeah. But yeah, his full name, by the way, which we get in this trial, Hieronymus Bosch. He is just named after the painter. Goes by Harry. Short for Hieronymus, of course. And, this lady calls Bosch to the stand, and she's like, "So, Bosch, what'd you do after you shot this man in cold blood?" He's like, well, we had a K party. It's like, what do you call that? Like,
no, she didn't say that. Like, she specifically asked, like, you guys went out for beers after, right? He's like, yeah.
It went to the grill.
She didn't put him on the hard grill yet, but she's warming it up.
No, they went to the grill to celebrate.
Oh yeah, but she doesn't put him on the hard grill yet. She's warming it up. The grill is warming up. You can see the smoke in the background, but the hard grill has not been applied yet. It does get applied,
but she's definitely just kind of revealing like she knows all the stuff he did because somebody tipped them.
Yeah, somebody gave her his file, which we learn later. But
and are we supposed to like him when we find out that he went to a kill party after the shooting?
No, kill. It's not. He wasn't celebrating. He was trying to get over the trauma.
But
there were mariachis there.
Yeah, I don't. Bosch seems a little shocked when she says that.
Like he forgot they were there. Which maybe.
Were there? I don't know if there really were mariachi bands or not.
Well, it's one of the lingering questions of Bosch.
I'd like to believe there weren't.
And then she said, and did you say that you love killing Bosch? And Bosch was like, yes, I did.
I guess I would respect his honesty.
Yeah.
We also learned that Bosch is a military man. That's why I can't remember the amount of people he's murdered. Too many bodies to count.
Yeah, it's a Gulf War vet who re-upped after 9/11. At this point, he looks like how old does he look to you, Swanson?
I don't know, mid-50s?
Yeah.
So I guess that tracks, right?
Yeah, it'd be kind
of... It's 2014?
It'd be kind of pushing. Yeah, it was 2014, never mind.
I mean, now, in Bosch Legacy time, he should be retiring.
Well, good news about that.
Oh, is he retired in Bosch Legacy?
He quit.
What's the legacy then? The Bosch identity.
His daughter's a cop now.
Oh,
yeah, she doesn't show up in this episode.
No, I think we see a picture of her at some point. So yeah, Bosch decides that he's been put on like a light duty type of deal since his trial's going on. But he's itching to get out there. So he switches with two guys to take their load. And
Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, he switched with a Bulk and Skull type. They needed the Bulk and Skull music to be playing when they showed up.
I mean, really, that is what their characters are. These two fumbling old men.
They don't live in Bosch's world. They're not up to Bosch standards. So Bosch is like, I'll take your time. I'll do some stuff that no one likes doing. And so he gets he's going around doing cop stuff, and then he gets a call about finding some bones. So he goes and finds the boneologist who found the bones. And the boneologist is like, as a practitioner of bones, this is a child bone.
I think he's just a general practitioner.
He is, but he seems like he's the boneologist because he's telling them all about what bones mean.
He's like, this is a bone from a human individual. That's what I do during my spare time is I look at bones. That's my favorite thing. I love bones. And can I keep this bone, Bosch, please?
Bosch, can I keep this bone, please?
And then it turns out that he's just a dog in a lab coat. And everything makes sense.
Bosch is like, you make me sick. Keep the bone.
You're a bad boy.
As he's smoking a cigarette. So Bosch goes and finds lets the dog show him where the bones are, and puts up some police tape and all that jazz. Bosch's superior, Lady Hardass, I don't know what her name is.
BLT.
BLT?
The LT.
Oh, the LT.
Lieutenant.
Yes. Her name's did he say her last name was Bullets?
It's something like that.
Yeah, she shows up and she's like, what the hell are you doing, Bosch? You can't be working. And he's like, well, I need to work because I'm thinking too much about the murder I committed.
As we all are.
And she's like, I don't know, Bosch. And he's like, well, why don't you just let me work? She's like, all right, fine. You strike a hard bargain, Bosch, but I'm in. Okay, I looked it up. Her name is Grace Billets.
Yeah, that's true.
So not Bullets, but close enough.
Facts, my friend.
Okay, hold on. This doesn't... Who wrote these books? Lance Riddick's character is Irvin Irving.
Wait, what?
On the Wikipedia, it lists Lance Riddick's character as Chief of Police Irvin Irving.
That can't be right. I think the Wikipedia just fucked up.
Is this a Mario situation with this guy?
There's no way.
Meet my brother, Luigi Irving. We're the Irving Bros.
Oh no, it's true.
Keo, what say you about this shocking revelation?
I think that's like a name where like you had a placeholder name and it just kind of stayed.
Yeah.
For like multiple novels, apparently.
For the whole series.
Well, you can't change it like after the first book, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, like the book got published and he was like, oh shit. I guess I gotta keep it.
Forgot to change that guy's name.
Well, apparently in the books, Bosch has a half-brother who's a criminal defense attorney.
Oh no.
They do not show up in this show.
That seems like that could be fun drama.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, Bosch is like, listen, we'll excavate the site or whatever. It's probably nothing since the bones are old bones. She's like, all right, fine. We forgot the part where he gets owned by a tree.
Yeah, he does eat shit, but thanks to gravity.
He eats shit and then just like wraps himself around the tree as he's falling.
Yeah, that definitely hurt his delicate little Bosch ribs.
Yeah. There you go.
He boshed some ribs, I think. And what was when he's talking about the lady about I had this written down. When he's talking with the lady about the case the lawsuit, he's like, anybody could sue anybody about anything.
True. Facts, my friend.
Which sounds like deflection, but so yeah, they come back the next day and they're excavating this whole place for bones, and he finds there's a guy who has like a food truck set up outside of where like they're digging around, looking out, and he finds out that the guy is not a blogger, he's an actual reporter. He refers to him as a pissant blogger. And
it's very offensive.
Yeah, those are fighting words.
So does this guy own a food truck, or did he just like bribe the actual food truck guy to leave?
Yeah, did he like borrow it from a friend or something? Was he, or is this just his way of breaking stories?
He's got like a shot cam set up here.
Yeah, he's doing like some Tokyo Vice stuff in order to get in on the resources here.
Yeah.
He's really going all out on this case where he's just kind of following a guy around to see what he's up to during the day.
Yeah. And he says that he has to break this story because it's already news, even though no one else is there. But this guy doesn't know. This guy leaves, and I'm sure he'll never show up again. That was it for him, right? Series wrap.
Oh, he definitely gets replaced in the next season with a different character who recurs for the rest of the series. So I guess the actor did something wrong.
Oh. I guess we'll assume sexual abuse.
Yes.
And that's a safe assumption to make about someone.
That's right. That's the assumption you should always make.
In Hollywood, yes. That's the safe bet.
You always assume the worst, Keo. That way when it's not, you're like, huh, good. I'd ruin someone's life for no reason.
He really abused his power role as the journalist guy from Bosch.
As uncredited journalist guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he there's this lady cop who is hanging out with Bosch, and I don't remember what her name is, but her and Bosch go out for drinks, and they're hitting it off. Dare I say, it's Bosch's love interest.
Yeah, this is what's her name, played by Annie Wersching, who was also on 24 as Jack Bauer's love interest.
Oh, so that's the crossover?
Yeah.
Interesting. Does she die in 24?
Yes. Also, Arnold Vosloo from The Mummy, who was on 24, shows up in season 3.
Interesting.
Whenever Jack Bauer got a love interest, like she exploded at some point with like maybe within an episode.
He blew up and killed them. It was the same. It happened every time.
It's like the end of Akira.
Yeah.
He just starts expanding.
He tells them to go, to run away, but it's always too late.
What a hard life he lived.
Good thing he's dead now. So yeah, Bosch is back on trial, and this lady's like going through his backstory. Shouldn't that be an objection? Seems like his lawyer was fucking up there. Like the moment she's like, your mom was a prostitute, right?
Well, all that stuff had to go through Discovery then, right?
I guess, right? So the lawyer should have known about it?
Yes, they should have told him about it. You can't... I think that they're just posturing for the jury, like, it probably gets thrown out off screen, but it clouds their judgment regardless.
Yeah, true. And a Bosch breaks out in court. He's like, "You got some fucking nerve, lady." And the judge is like, "Don't do that again, Bosch, or else I'm gonna bosh you from this court."
And Bosch's use of euphemism for shoot really quickly.
Yeah.
Reach for something.
And so he's getting out of the courtroom. And he's like, "Let's go to the morgue. I bet there'll be good things there for me."
There ain't.
So he goes to the morgue.
This bone child got brutally murdered.
Yeah, they like abused and murdered and all that stuff. And Bosch has an abuse flashback.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where they reveal that the remains are actually Bosch's remains.
Yeah, that's the only way you could read this scene, where it flashes backwards to a kid running down a hall trying to escape a man with a bat.
Yeah, Bosch is like, "I just remembered my own death."
Yeah, it's like a big reveal for the end of the episode.
Wait, what's the Mexican guy about?
It's, I don't know, penance.
Penance by killing a man?
He feels guilty. He's in whatever version of LA this is. It's like a purgatory.
A purgatory where a child is forced to be an old man who shoots other people.
Well, he's a cop, but yes, he's a purgatory cop.
But he died as a child, according to you.
Would it be a better show if Bosch was like Purgatory Cop? It's just a cop wandering through purgatory, making sure spirits don't get up the bad shit.
Isn't that like Bleach?
Yeah, but it stays there. It doesn't go and do like, "Welcome to the secret hell society."
Let's have 20.
Let's have everyone. Let's have 20 guys from the alphabet fight.
Let's have like 50 guys who all have unique designs and powers, and let's see what happens when they fight.
And that should take up about 50 volumes.
Yeah. When are we gonna watch Bleach again?
Well, I mean, we did leave it unfinished, perhaps for a future time, or never. Anyway, yeah. So he has a flashback to his death, and the episode ends. Well, you know, they clue it in too, because the sound the bat makes is Bosch.
True.
So that's a clue. That's what they call that. Anyway, that was the end of this first episode of Bosch. What do we think here?
Oh, it was way less fun on the rewatch.
It's way less fun than when you're watching it in your bed ready for sleepy time.
Yeah. Like, I said that the Bosch is like the TV equivalent of Pringles. This is like eating a can of Pringles and then being forced to eat a second can.
Ooh, yeah, and they're all like pizza flavored.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I was trying to think of a
It didn't really matter. It didn't really matter at that point because you're already full of one can of Pringles.
Guess that's true. Yeah, it was slow, very slow, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I liked it. It's I don't know. Maybe I'm just happy that I don't have to watch Netflix Cowboy Bebop because
I mean, it's definitely not as bad. It's definitely not like anywhere close to being like that. This is like a good enough show.
Good, yes, like Pringles.
If this show was on CBS, people would be talking about how CBS has revolutionized the police procedural.
Instead, since it's on Amazon Prime, like 5 people watched this.
It was the first show on Amazon Prime, so like 5 people watched it. It was like this. The only streaming shows were like this and House of Cards.
Yeah, so when you think about it, we have The Boys to thank for this.
True. What if Bosch showed up in The Boys?
I feel like you would immediately get murdered.
Yeah, probably.
Like he would try to arrest Homelander.
You're going away for a long time, Homelander.
Is he that stupid?
No, he's just suicidal. He's just he's fed up with the world. The wicked world he lives in.
Yeah. Well, that is the Bosch's classic line. He says, "I'm fed up with this world."
So he'd be like a cameo that dies in The Boys. Just
he gets his head he gets his head squashed by Homelander.
He shows up and would he say anything or would he just like Trying to put the handcuffs on him.
He just dies with no context.
Yeah. He the scene opens with his head exploding, and then it just shows Homelander, and we just understand that Homelander killed the guy for some reason.
Homelander killed Bosch.
Yeah,
because they're in L.A. and he flies off.
Yeah, it says like a title card that's like L.A.
The Hollywood sign is like splattered with Bosch's blood.
Anyway, that's a tune in on Bosch.
Bosch was just on the mountain.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was investigating the Hollywood sign.
He's like investigating an unrelated crime, and Homelander just kills him for being an inconvenience.
Yeah,
and that's a tune in on Bosch, I guess.
I guess that is. Tune in.
Yeah, I mean we're coming back and watching it anyway, so
it's a tune in. We have to continue this. I'm not going back.
Show of the year.
I'm not going back to the other option.
It's true. We can't do it. So yeah,
try to make us do it. I will call Bosch to investigate.
That's what he does now. He's a PI.
You know how that ends.
It's true. So yeah, that's it for this this first of the 3 current scheduled Bosch program. This was brought to you by Buy Me a Coffee, of course. You can go over to buymeacoffee.com/tvtuners, and a single coffee will give you a single thing for us to discuss. For instance, you could buy us a coffee to watch The Offer.
Why would you do that, though?
An apparently very awful Paramount Plus show about the making of The Godfather that J-Pop has jokingly suggested that we replace one of our 3 episodes on either Bosch or Dexter with an episode of that.
And we will not be doing that.
I mean, if he really wants us to, I guess we could. But I posted a clip on it.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's true.
That'd be cool.
I posted a clip of it on our DV Tuners Discord where Al Pacino, the person playing Al Pacino, does sound like Adam Sandler.
Oh, that's what that is? I just saw this. Why does he sound like Adam Sandler? Decided not to click on it.
Oh, you should click on it. It's great. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more Bosch. Until then, keep boshing.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
It's over.
That's not what Al Pacino sounds like.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know the Stairmaster can do a flawless Al Pacino impression?
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.